you for the VC, the host, and we also thank you for the center leader and all the principal officers, as many that have one assignment or the other. We pray, oh God, that you will direct this meeting to your own glory in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
In continuation of today's event, I respectfully invite us to rise as we take the national anthem. That will be followed by the University of Port Harcourt anthem for you to sing.
The Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, our Lord, give native love. In brotherhood we stand.
Let us take the University of Port Harcourt anthem. Thank you very much. Be seated. Once again, we are so delighted to have you today at the University of Port Harcourt for this very wonderful and historic event today. We are here to celebrate the Center of Excellence. I'm talking about our Center of Excellence in Oilfield Chemicals Research at the University of Port Harcourt. We attend today and we've made a lot of giant strides. So we want to specially welcome you to this wonderful program today. For us to begin, I need to establish the protocol. May I respectfully recognize and welcome the Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Professor Omonari Abraham Georgewell. It is my honor to respectfully introduce and welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration of the University, Professor Clifford Oforum. May I welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic of the University, Professor Kingsley Ayowete, to this occasion. We also have in our midst today the coordinators of the Centers of Excellence at the University of Port Harcourt, who is also the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Development, Professor Yopu Semilai. Let me also inform us that the boss of the university is also in our midst today. He is Dr. Godpa Oba. Let me also very respectfully inform us that in our midst today, we are blessed with the presence of the May I respectfully inform us that we are blessed today with the presence of the 8th Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt. He is no other than Professor Ndua Lale. Professor Lale is in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you. Let me very briefly inform us that we have very distinguished personalities, guests who have been invited for this occasion. Let me just very briefly do a few introductions to welcome them to this wonderful occasion. I have the honor to introduce to us Obi Uzo, the Managing Director of Global Peace and Pipeline Services Limited in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. Let me also inform us that in our midst today, we have the first woman who has occupied the office of the Research and Development of the University of Port Harcourt in our midst today. Professor Willie Bene Abe is in our midst today. You're welcome, ma. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. He's not here alone. He's here with a lovely husband. You're welcome, Prof. You're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you today in your midst. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me also recognize the presence of another very important guest we have in our midst today, Dr. Amir Fori V. Felix, who is the CMD, MD, and the CEO of NTech Integrated Resources Limited. You're welcome, sir. Let me recognize very briefly the Dean of Graduate Studies, Professor Kinika Anele, in our midst, Dean School of Graduate Studies. We also have Professor Ndumuku Lucky in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. I'm so sorry about that. We have the former Dean of Engineering, Professor Roland, in our midst today, and the Director of COHESE, who just prayed for us this morning, Professor Ugbebo, is here in our midst. You're most welcome. I have the honor to inform us that we also have other very distinguished professors in our midst today. But let me also inform us that we have very distinguished guests. But let me respectfully introduce to us the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Angela Frank Briggs, in our midst today. You're welcome, ma. Thank you so much. We also have in our midst today the Director of ICT, Professor Mary Pascal Ihundu, is seated in our midst today. You're welcome. Let me respectfully recognize Professor Godwill Chukwemeka Ofune, a renowned entrepreneur in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me also introduce another very important guest, Engineer Obidike Nelson Uzu. Is a very important guest in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me also, at this point, recognize other professors here. We have Professor Collins Wizo, who is also one of the directors in the University Cetras, is also here. Professor Alaga, Director of CWES, is here. Human Development, Counseling Development Center, Professor Eke Chuku is also here. We also have other directors seated in our midst today. We want to respectfully welcome each and every one of you. Because of time, we may not be able to do personal introductions, but we want to welcome all our professors, all the directors of our centers and institutes. We'd like to say you are welcome to this wonderful occasion today. Let me, before I move to the next item, we also have another very important personality in our midst today, Professor E.J. Akpokoje. You are welcome, sir. Please, let's put our hands together for Prof. You are most welcome to this wonderful occasion. We also have another very important guest, Mr. Success Ikpe of NUPROC. You are welcome to this great occasion today. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Very distinguished guests. We'd like to also inform us that today is a wonderful day. We are here to celebrate. We're here to rejoice. So I want to inform us that there are people behind this wonderful program. Let me very briefly, in our midst today, recognize the following personalities who are in our midst today. Very briefly, let me recognize the center leader, the deputy center leader, Dr. Mike Amike Victor. You're welcome, sir. He's seated very far away. Thank you very much. We also inform you that we have Professor Etela, who is the procurement officer of this the center. You're welcome, sir. Let me also introduce to all the project accountants, Dr. Benson Tima. You are welcome, sir. And Mr. Uduma, M&E officer, I saw you a few minutes ago. You are most welcome to this occasion. And then my colleague, Mrs. Benedicta Omeni, you're welcome. The communication officer who is packaging everything. And others, Mr. Daniel Okon, who has been working so tirelessly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We deeply appreciate everyone. Let's quickly move to the next item. I have the honor and the privilege to respectfully, at this point in time, hand over the microphone to the Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Professor Owunari Abraham, address the opening remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Development, the Bossa of the University, the 8th Vice Chancellor of our university, Center Leader, Deputy Center Leader, Deans of faculties where you're present, especially Dean of Graduate Studies is here, distinguished professors, staff of the University of Port Harcourt, our industry partners where you're present. But permit me to correct the PRO, when you are calling Odokuma, you said the Dumuku, you are not aware that the Dumuku has died. You want to give Odokuma a dead man's name? Please, this is Professor Loki Odokuma. Answer your own name, please. All right, thank you. So having corrected that, I think I can proceed now. All right, thank you very much. Distinguished guests, it is with immense pleasure and a profound sense of responsibility that we welcome you all to this auspicious event, the celebration of a remarkable milestone, which is the 10th anniversary of the World Bank Africa Center for Excellence for Oilfield Chemicals Research at the University of Port Harcourt. Over the past decade, Cefor has produced a new generation of highly trained, industry-ready experts who are globally competitive in oilfield chemical research, ensuring that Africa remains a major player in the energy sector. The center has fostered industry collaboration through meaningful partnerships with national and international energy firms, ensuring that research is both innovative and applicable to real-world challenges. The center has also contributed to scientific advancements in oilfield chemicals, leading to novel solutions for enhanced oil recovery, corrosion inhibition, and environmentally sustainable production processes, and has bolstered capacity development, training not just only students, but also professionals through various workshops, technical sections, and field applications. This impact underscores the essence of the Center of Excellence, not just as institution of learning, but as transformational platform for national and continental development. Ladies and gentlemen, the world today is undergoing rapid transformation, and energy remains the backbone of industrialization, economic growth, and sustainable development. For a country like Nigeria, where the oil and gas sector significantly contributes to national revenue, the role of Cefor cannot be overstated. This center has been a beacon of knowledge, producing highly skilled professionals, fostering groundbreaking research, and strengthening industry academic partnerships. Today, as we reflect on our journey, we see a compelling narrative of impact transformation, and this is indeed worth celebrating. At this juncture, permit me to express my highest regard and deep appreciation as we acknowledge the esteemed contributions of people like Professor Joseph Atubokeke Ajenka, Professor Indowa Lale, Professor Onyewoshi Akaranta, and many others for their firm support and visionary leadership, which have been instrumental, first, in the establishment of the center and also in the advancement of the center, fostering research excellence in Africa. We will also want to commend the Executive Secretary of the NUC, as well as the center leader, current and past center leaders, current one like Professor Ikechukwu Abagwa, as well as his deputy and all the staff, management team of the World Bank Center, and especially the World Bank itself. We extend our profound gratitude to the leadership and staff of the center, whose dedication and commitment have made this center a beacon of innovation and a model for success. Additionally, we recognize and deeply appreciate the invaluable contributions of our industry partners, regulatory bodies, and distinguished alumni, whose continued support and collaboration have strengthened our mission and expanded our impact. Their collective efforts have not only elevated this institution, but have significantly contributed to shaping the future of research and capacity development in Africa. The important question for us is, what is the way forward? The challenges and opportunities. My take is this: even as we celebrate our achievements, we must acknowledge the challenges that remain and opportunities that lie ahead. The energy landscape is shifting with a growing emphasis on renewable energy, decarbonization, and technological advancements such as artificial intelligence in energy solutions. Cefor must continue to evolve, ensuring that our research aligns with global trends and prepares Africa for the future of energy. We urge our staff, researchers, and students to remain at the forefront of innovation, pushing boundaries of knowledge and making our work more impactful. We must strengthen collaborations with global institutions. We must leverage on emerging technologies and drive policies that support sustainable and responsible energy production. Ladies and gentlemen, we are aware that the World Bank is gradually winding down funding of the ACE centers. And we do know that Cefor is doing all it can to map out sustainability programs that will enable the center to go beyond World Bank funding. Can we just give an applause to Cefor? And I'm sure today, part of those activities will even take place in this event. To our students and young researchers here today, this is your time to make history. Embrace the opportunities before you and contribute to Africa's scientific and economic progress. As we commemorate 10 years of Cefor, let us renew our commitment to excellence, innovation, and impact. Let us chart a future where African research institutions stand at the global forefront of discovery and development. Once again, congratulations to all of us. Congratulations to Cefor and all those who have been parts of this transformative journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to inform that I have a scheduled meeting with the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council in Abuja. And so I'll be leaving as soon as I can, but the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration will preside over this event when I leave. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Another big round of applause for the Vice Chancellor, University of Port Harcourt. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We deeply appreciate. Thank you very much. Let me respectfully recognize the presence of the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Udensi E. Udensi. We also have in our midst today the Director of IPES, Professor Sunday I. Sunday. You're welcome, sir. Let me also recognize the Director in charge of our Nuclear Energy Center. I'm talking about Professor Gregory Awiri. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Let's quickly move to the next item, and that is a welcome address by the center leader, Professor I.O. Agwagwa. Please put your hands together.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Owunar Abraham George Will, Deputy Vice Chancellors, the Bossa, the World Bank task team leaders who I presume are online. Please, can you confirm if our funders are online, because they're supposed to have hooked up? The Senior Program Manager, ACE for Development Impact, Accra, Ghana, Dr. Sylvia Kandewire. The ACE Impact Project Coordinator here in Nigeria, Dr. Joshua Atta, who I also presume he's online, or his rep. Deans and directors, former vice chancellors here present, former deputy vice chancellor, the first deputy vice chancellor around the emeritus professor Bene W.A.B., heads of departments and directors, members of our steering committee, and members of the ACC4 Advisory Board that will be inaugurated today, respected guests, our distinguished professors and deans, the provost of College of Health Sciences, industry partners, distinguished faculties, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is with deep and great honor and sense of responsibility that I welcome you all to this historic celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Africa Center of Excellence in Oilfield Chemicals Research of this unique University of Port Harcourt. It is indeed a decade of vision, resilience, innovation, and impact. A journey that began with a mission to address critical gaps in Africa's oil and gas industry has grown into a continental beacon of research, academic excellence, and transformative development. This milestone offers us a moment to reflect on our journey, celebrate our achievements, and envision the path forward. as a background to the center. The journey of SCC4 began in 2013 when the University of Port Harcourt, under the leadership of the 7th Vice Chancellor, Professor J.A. Ajayinka, with its long-standing reputation as a leader in petroleum studies and the sciences, recognized a significant gap in the oil and gas sector, one that was both a challenge and an opportunity. While Africa, particularly Nigeria, is rich in natural resources, a critical element in the oil and gas industry, which is oil-free chemicals, was largely imported. Despite abundant local raw materials that could be used for these chemicals, there was a glaring lack of research in this area, which hindered the development of local industries, creation of jobs, and the generation of new knowledge. In response to this, the University of Port Harcourt established the SCC4 as a research hub to focus on the local sourcing and processing of oil-free chemicals. This was made possible through the World Bank Africa Center of Excellence project, which aimed to foster regional specialization in higher education institutions across West and Central Africa. SCC4 was selected as one of the 22 centers under the first phase of this project, known as S1, which commenced in 2014. Through S1, we were able to advance research, capacity building, and knowledge transfer in oil-free chemicals and environmental management, making a significant impact on both the academic and industrial sector. The success of S1 laid the foundation for our continued growth. For in 2018, the World Bank launched the Africa Centers of Excellence for Development Impact Project, expanding the scope to include emerging fields critical for Africa's future development. Following a rigorous selection process, SC4 was once again chosen as one of the centers of excellence under this new initiative. The S Impact Project, which became effective in 2019, continues to strengthen our postgraduate training and applied research in critical areas while expanding our focus to include sustainable energy, health and social sciences, and more. Our Vice Chancellor just said something about the transition which SCC4 has already begun to embrace. Today, as we commemorate 10 years of excellence in research, capacity building, and industry partnership, I'm proud to say that SC4 has not only contributed to the growth of oil-free chemicals research in Africa, but has also positioned itself as a leader in developing solutions that are both innovative and sustainable. It is therefore important to pause and give special thanks to the 7th Vice Chancellor, University of Port Harcourt, Professor J.A. Ajayinka, the first DVC Research and Development Emeritus Professor Benny W. Abbey, Professor Onyeuchi Akaranta, the then Director of Research Management, and Professor Bonna F. Joel. I think he's also online because he had a very pressing engagement. The Pioneer Center leader, SCC4, for the groundbreaking roles they played during the grant writing and defense stages that led to the award of the center to the University of Port Harcourt in 2014. We are also grateful to the 8th Vice Chancellor, Professor Ndowa E.S. Lale, the second steering committee chairman, for supporting the continuation of the project from S1 to S Impact. And Mr. Vice Chancellor, a distinguished audience, it's important to mention because at the end of S1, some centers in Nigeria did not make it for S Impact, because of internal management issues. So it was good to mention this. During the events today, we shall be honoring them and some members of the Regional Steering Committee who have either retired or moved on to other positions, including the first safeguard officer of the center, Dr. Chikwendu Obani. May his soul rest in peace. He died in active service. Former head of Petroleum and Gas Engineering, University of Port Harcourt. He passed on in November 2020. We are particularly grateful to Professor Ajayinka for accepting to deliver today's lecture titled Benefits of World Bank Africa Center of Excellence, the SCC4 Experience. Again, unfortunately, I think it will be represented during the lecture. The structure of Cefor. At Cefor, our governance structure, as approved by the World Bank, is spearheaded by the Vice Chancellor as the chairman of the steering committee. This committee includes a center leader, deputy center leader, monitoring and evaluation officer, procurement officer, project accountant, project auditor, communication officer, and the safeguards officer. Each role is designed to facilitate effective collaboration across the academia, government, and industry, while maintaining the rigorous standards set by the World Bank for the ACE project aimed at producing world-class graduates. The objectives of the center were to promote homegrown and research networks, regional research network, that would develop human capital in Africa. 2, or B, strengthen human capacity and serve as training hub for oil and gas industry workforce in Africa. C, fill gaps in oil and gas industry and its related labor market. Increase capabilities of faculties and students in Africa through quality postgraduate education, knowledge transfer, and internship programs. Run professional short courses in oil and gas and its related disciplines. And at the moment, what is the total focus of the center? On oilfield chemicals research, we're involved in development of green and bio-based oilfield chemicals, supporting health and environment. This is in line with the global trend. Development of specialized remediation procedures and protocols. And under energy efficiency, we are involved in optimizing existing process technologies to reduce energy consumption and environmental footprints. Then I'm just trying to jump some few things so that we can, because of the Vice Chancellor's time. C, decarbonization of the Niger Delta. Development of protocols and application of biotechnology and improvement of the carbon capture and sequestration efficiency of some algae and indigenous plant species, and development of novel and eco-friendly absorbent from agro waste for methane and carbon dioxide capture. 5, academic and research excellence. Embracing the triple helix model of partnership, Cefor developed a robust postgraduate curriculum in science, including geoscience, engineering, and petroleum economics, with the following partnering departments and centers: petroleum and gas engineering, chemical engineering, chemistry, geology, microbiology, plant science and biotechnology, Center for Petroleum Geosciences, and Center for Occupational Health, Safety and Environment. Initially focusing on doctoral training, we expanded in the 2024-25 academic section to introduce MSc programs in oilfield chemistry, oilfield biology, offshore oilfield science and blue economy, and process engineering. To date, we have enrolled 378 PhD students and graduated 170 of them, including individuals from Cameroon, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Kenya, and Nigeria. Our research endeavors have led to over 500 publications and acquisition of 13 patents with notable innovations. The patents and outstanding outputs are there. The center, like I said, obtained 13 patents with 2 pending ones. Some of our notable research work includes Drill. It's an eco-friendly biodegradable synthetic fluid for drilling operations. Cogac-C, a green corrosion inhibitor for oilfield environments. Cogac-D, an eco-friendly water in oil demulsifier. Ozifa, an encapsulated slow-release fertilizer for bioremediation. And Ecasof, a biodegradable surfactant for oil and for oilfield operations. The table of our listing is there. Now, still on Cefor products, you can see on the next page, fortunately, these are all in the program of events. You see a software that was developed at the center. And this software, the Vice Chancellor led us last year to make a presentation at the AAU Accra, where the product was massively received. And even at Mauritius last year, we also went with the Vice Chancellor to pitch the product in one of the World Bank programs. That's one of the products that we're looking for funders to commercialize. Arising from the need to better manage and optimize available man hours and resources, the World Bank Africa Center of Excellence for Chemical Research, University of Port Harcourt, has developed the ERP software, an all-in-one product designed to streamline and enhance project management. Amongst others, the ERP has a robust monitoring and evaluation module that allows for real-time tracking and assessment of project progress. The ERP represents a groundbreaking solution designed to enhance transparency and efficiency in resource management for donor-funded agencies and corporate organizations. The software includes the following modules, which enable organizations to manage funds and processes with unprecedented clarity and accountability: monitoring and evaluation, projects, e-administration, e-procurement, e-auditing, e-accounting, full notification. That's full notification, yes. Integrated email, WhatsApp, and SMS are all on the dashboard of that software. Number 6, facilities and infrastructure. Our commitment to providing state-of-the-art facilities as a center of excellence to the university is such that we have supported the university in the following ways: research laboratory building. We have an equipped for advanced scientific and engineering research, a laboratory with state-of-the-art equipment. We have an e-library offering extensive digital academic resources. We have a language laboratory which supports linguistic studies with modern tools. The language laboratory is such that there are translators from one in language to the other. We have a baby-friendly center, and additionally, we have smart classrooms, video conferencing facilities, and high-speed internet to support our academic environment. Now, what of our university impact? Over the past 10 years, the Cefor has transformed several parts of the university. Academic and capacity building. We have trained 3,784 individuals of the university, including 1,563 staff and 2,221 students through 44 workshops and short courses. We have rendered support to more than 65 staff of the university in local and international conferences, trainings, and workshops. And we have also established for the university 8 new postgraduate programs which run at the center, which I had mentioned earlier. We have, by our efforts, enhanced PhD enrollment in the university, and we all know that postgraduate training is one of the things that puts any university on the map. So through the center and our high impact in postgraduate trainings and research outputs, we have supported the university so much in putting the university on the map. We have provided and upgraded several laboratories in the university, including equipping of the Faculty of Engineering and Science seminar rooms and upgrading of the Intellectual Property and Technology Transfer Office. We have provided for the ICT unit high-speed 1 Gbps fiber optics internet across 15 key university locations at the Faculty of Agric, Faculty of Science, ICTC, Donald Ekong Library, the Senate Building, etc. For staff and student welfare, we have deployed AI-powered health website for health consultation and education. And towards the end of the COVID, or during the COVID, we provided several support to the university as COVID relief. We have also supported the university so much in security by deploying high-end surveillance system to support campus security and development of online plagiarism sectorial portal for graduate students. In fact, let me just say that at some points, many people do not know that the entire university is being watched. I won't tell you the points because that's the should be the secret. But through the center, high-powered security cameras are several places on in this our campus. Number 8, needs and collaboration. Now, the center needs partnership, support, and of course, funding to upscale and commercialize the new eco-friendly oil-free chemicals. In this age and time, everybody wants to go eco-friendly. And one of the things, the global community is looking for are things that would not be recalcitrant or permanently in the environment as pollutants. So we have products and they are within commercialization. We want support and funding to upscale and deploy our ERP software. I've said that before. That software is waiting for commercialization. We have new postgraduate programs and they need to be funded. We're also interested in ensuring increased lecturer mobility from the pool of ACC4 lecturers. Special thanks. As we mark a decade of impact, we do so with deep gratitude. First, to the World Bank. I said earlier that they are online, our task team leaders, the Association of African Universities, particularly the Secretary General and our project director, the National Universities Commission, especially the ES and our project coordinator, Dr. Ta. Special thanks and appreciation to our Knight Vice Chancellor, Professor Unar Abraham George-Will, who is also the sitting chairman of our steering committee, for his immeasurable support to the ACC4 project. At ACC4, we regard him as a member of staff of the center because of his hands-on approach to issues affecting the center. Of course, when you can run to your chairman any time of the day at night to make approval, to sign things for you, to read notes, certainly he's part of what you are doing. We thank you, sir, for your support. We are grateful to the DVC R&D, who is also the coordinator of the University of Port Harcourt ACE Impact Project. We have 2 centers in the University of Port Harcourt, so he coordinates the centers. That's Professor I.M. Smilalai. And the entire university management, the vice chancellors, so the deputy vice chancellors seated, and the bursar, the registrar, the librarian, we thank all of them. Our partner institutions, our dedicated staff and students, and all stakeholders. As we celebrate a decade of excellence, we acknowledge that our journey is far from complete. The challenges ahead are opportunities for future innovations. I've revealed some of the things we need. Those will help us future innovation. For future innovation, collaboration, and impact. Together with our dedicated team, partners, and stakeholders, we are poised to continue our mission of advancing research, education, and industry practices in oil-free chemicals, environmental management, and beyond. Long live ACC4, long live the University of Port Harcourt, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Please let us celebrate Cefor. They have come of age, celebrating 10 years of decades. And you know that Cefor has been at the forefront of innovation and industry-driven research, fostering academic excellence and real-world impact. They have done a lot. microphone to the center leader to guide us through on this very special item. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the PRO, the Vice Chancellor, distinguished members of this meeting. The World Bank, directed that each of the centers of excellence should have a sectoral advisory board. We had a board, but of course, emerging trend will also require that from time to time that board, that board will have to change. Boards don't last forever. So with approval of the Vice Chancellor, I want to call out the names of the members of the new Cefor Advisory Board that will be inaugurated this morning. They cut across the industry, the academia, and government in line with the focus and the trend in ACC4. The first person is Professor Joseph Atpokiki Ajayinka, who is actually the chairman of the advisory board, as approved by the Vice Chancellor, but he's not here present. Since he's being represented, maybe the person representing who is going to present his lecture may well, I don't know, Vice Chancellor, sir, can the person who's going to present the lecture stand in for him? Okay, sir. So the DVC around there, I was told, is going to present Professor Ajayinka's lecture. So, yes, sir. The second person is the Vice Chancellor is in a hurry to go. Fortunately, we have the profile of these gentlemen and ladies right here in the booklet. I don't know if they have been given that booklet. The Vice Chancellor, please, that's a booklet, advisory board booklet. Their names are there, the pictures are there, and their profile. Now, the second person is Mr. Chikeze Nwosu. I don't know if he's online. He is in the Netherlands as we speak. Okay, he's online. Oh, that's great. Mr. Chikeze Nwosu is the founder and group CEO, HSI Energies and EVP Business Development, Tolia BV, the Netherlands. The third person is Dr. Amilfere Valentine Felix. He is the founder and MD CEO of Entech Integrated Resources Limited, an integrated energy company with interest in oil and gas, energy, technology, power, and infrastructure. The fourth person is Engineer Obidike Nekon Uzu. Unfortunately, I can't get exactly Engineer Uzu's outfit that he runs here. The next person is Professor Goodwill Ofunne. I would say our own Professor Ofunne, for those who know Professor Ofunne. Professor Ofunne, sir, is the MD and CEO of FISAS. FISAS is Integrated Science Appraisal Services Limited, and was actually the first black director on FUGRO in those days. That's Professor Emeka Ofunne. He was a lecturer of chemistry department, University of Port Harcourt. The next person is Dr. Emwesiri Onokare Oweka. She's a HSC and sustainability professional. And I want to add that Dr. Onakare Weka is also a product of the Cefor project. She's therefore an alumnus of Cefor. The next person is Dr. Raphael Onlashapo. Dr. Raphael Onlashapo, is he here? Oh, not here. Dr. Onlashapo is an energy expert, project and operations management expert, and is actually the division manager, HSC, of Oando Energy Resources. The next is Mr. Success C. Ikbe. Mr. Ikbe is the senior manager, Health, Safety and Environment, Health, Safety, Environment and Community Department of the Nigerian Offspring Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC. The next person is Dr. Promise E. Ketebu. Is Dr. Ketebu around? Okay, Dr. Ketebu is also a product of the Cefor project. And he has several years of experience in the oil and gas. The next person is Mr. Silas Ajimijai. He was to be represented. Okay, thank you, please. Can you, Mr. Silas Ajimijai is the General Manager, Research, Statistics and Development, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, the NCDMB, Yanegua, Bayelsa State. And we have Mrs. Edith Akweke, who is the MD, Ansett Group. I don't know whether she made it. Then we have Mrs. Rufikat A. Odetero, who's the Director of the Environmental Assessment Department, Federal Ministry of Environment, Abuja. And the last person is the Director or the center leader of the ACC4, Ikechukwu Abagwa. So I want to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, who's representing the Vice Chancellor, to inaugurate the board.
Thank you, the center leader. I just conspired with the center leader that because of time, we may not be able to read the citation of everybody. I'll just go ahead and inaugurate this board. What's a board and what a wonderful time to select this caliber of persons, especially now that we know that very soon the World Bank will cease funding. You can imagine the kind of task that is ahead of this board. So let me, on behalf of the Governing Council and on behalf of our management,
minimum of
the Vice Chancellor, inaugurate this board to serve the ACE Cefor program of the University of Port Harcourt until the end of their tenure. We wish them well and bank on their expertise to move this center forward. Therefore, I inaugurate you. Thank you.
The VC handshake is coming. Let us officially exchange handshake with the representative of the Vice Chancellor as a formal welcome into the board of Cefor. Thank you very much. Hold on, they want to take another shot. The VC is supposed to be at the center for proper annotation. That's what they call annotation when you are producing it on the newspaper. With a beautiful smile. We shall take a clip of those online to add to the picture. The other members online. Thank you very much. Thank you. We deeply appreciate. Let's quickly effect the next item, which is the inauguration of Cefor alumni.
No, yes. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished audience, the role of alumni associations all over the world cannot be, their roles and gains have continued to propel and to make alive institutions of higher learning. And we do know that for a place like ACC4, who have graduated a number of people who are in different spheres of the government, the industry, and academia. A number of our students are even, our products are not even in the country. And that, at some discussion, it has become a problem that if the World Bank, I hope I'm even being listened, thank God they're online, that a big challenge has been that if the project was to train like 10,000 persons at the doctoral level for Africa, and we do not have any stopgap or anything to stop them from going to Europe and America, what have we achieved? Because as we are training, they are running away. And it's understandable. My Vice Chancellor is here. He knows how much we earn. So give someone a PhD and give him a job in University of Port Harcourt and probably start him with a salary of about 200,000 naira or maybe 250. I don't know whether it's up to like that for those who are starting new. So if the person gets another opportunity, he runs away. But we believe that wherever they are, they will remember that they were trained by the A64 project of the University of Port Harcourt and that they were trained free because the program is World Bank supported 100%, including some research stipend along the line. So we believe that they should remember the center and the university. Alumni has done great things everywhere. So we, again, the center, with approval of the Vice Chancellor, has gone ahead to, for the first time, because subsequently they will do their business. This is the first stage, so we need to nominate or select or appoint people to drive the Alumni Association. So please, and I'm sure they are here. Dr. Edwin Okoro, is he here? Dr. Ikechukwu Stanley Okafor. Sorry, did I call him Edwin? Dr. Emeka Okoro, sorry. Emeka, sorry for Dr. Ikechukwu Stanley Okafor, Dr. Obunneme Okonna, Dr. Ann Jonathan Oboebithe, Dr. Bella Matha. I think I saw Dr. Bella online. Dr. Elechi Virtue. Dr. Edwin Ojirika. Dr. Dunka Eseanwe. And Dr. Victor Olua. Now, Dr. Emeka Okoro will act as the president. Dr. Ikechukwu as Stanley Okafor as vice president. Dr. Bumneme Okonna secretary. Dr. Ann Oboebithe, PRO. Dr. Bella, financial secretary. Then Dr. Virtue member, Ojirika member, Eseanwe member, and Olua member for this period. When they now stabilize, they can decide what to do for themselves. I call on the Vice Chancellor once again to inaugurate them.
Once again, thank you, Center Leader. Like he said, this is actually an interim position. Once you are settled, the first thing you do is to work among yourselves to do proper election and select your president and other officers of the alumni. Of course, like he said, the importance of our alumni in a setting like ours can never be overemphasized. And there is so much that as a body that the alumni group can do. So let me again, on behalf of the governing council, the management, and our vice chancellor, inaugurate the interim leadership of the AC Cefor alumni. We charge you to be good ambassadors of our center and also do the needful to ensure that you continue to play the role that alumni bodies play all over the world. Hence, again, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I hereby inaugurate you.
Another big round of applause again. This alumni group association will drive and coordinate and link up with other alumni all over the world. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, VC. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the next item, we shall move up very quickly to item number 6, and that is the goodwill messages we take from the World Bank, from AAU, that is Africa Universities, and of course, NUC, Nigerian University Commission. So please, may we respectfully get connected to those online as we get a special goodwill message from the World Bank. Immediately after the World Bank, the next will be from AAU. After AAU, we shall take the one from NUC. After that, we shall take a special interlude of music to spice up the day. And then we move to other items here. Very briefly, we promise that in no distant time, we shall all leave here. We don't know if we have a representative from the World Bank online. While we are waiting for the World Bank, we don't know if we also have others from AAU and NUC. If you can hear us, please be on standby. Anyone that comes up, is there anyone online? Then we get connected. Okay, thank you very much. Let us recognize the presence of the Center Leader for African Center of Excellence in Public Health and Toxicological Research, Professor Dapre Mogaji, is in our midst today. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Just bear with us. You know, this is a developing nation. So we develop to a point that all this will not be a problem anymore. They are online. We're trying to get the sound together, try to get connected.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you. You're welcome. Thank you.
This is a representative of the National Coordinator, ACE Impact Nigeria, Dr. Joshua Atta. Just to let the House know that he's represented, he's in the House is represented.
Sorry, we are having some network glitches. She's done. Oh, that was a very brief message. I thought that was the introduction. Well, thank you very much. Do we have anyone on at the moment? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We shall move to the next item. While we get set for the lecture, let's take an interlude of music. May I respectfully at this point in time inform us that we have an interlude of music to prepare us for the lecture, to spice up the day. So please, it's time for the song.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. We deploy a big round of applause for him. One of the best saxophonists we have in this part of the world. Thank you. We all got the news that we have the representative from AAU online at the moment. NUC, Nigerian University Commission. It is time for us to hear from the NUC. Goodwill message from the NUC.
Hello.
I know, sir.
Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we are on. Thank you very much. We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
All right. The esteemed Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Professor Onari A. Georgiou, renowned former Vice Chancellors present, distinguished management, faculty, and staff of Uniport, guests and participants, good morning. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol as I present these remarks on behalf of the project coordinator, ACE Impacts Nigeria, Dr. Joshua Atta. It gives me great delight to extend warmest greetings to everyone gathered here today for this epoch-making event as part of activities to mark 10 years of Cefor advancing teaching and research, not only in the University of Port Harcourt, but across sub-Saharan Africa. From competing keenly with many other universities for a grant to advance research and emerging as one of the 10 centers under the first phase of the ACE project in Nigeria, to being renewed for continuation under ACE Impact, I must say that Cefor continues to make us proud. Today's milestone represents a significant achievement in advancing good quality higher education and impactful research across the continent. The ACE project has fostered innovation, partnerships, and excellence across numerous universities and research institutions at national, regional, and global levels. Through Cefor, we have witnessed transformative contributions to advancing the frontiers of knowledge in oilfield chemicals research and bridging the gap between academia and industry. With groundbreaking research, industry collaborations, and the training of highly skilled professionals, this center has reinforced its position as a leader in providing sustainable solutions for the energy sector. The impact of Cefor's work is evident in the improved industry practices, the development and promotion of indigenous expertise and resources, and its role in addressing critical challenges in oil and gas production. The success we witness here today is a testament to the hard work, commitment, and cohesion of the Cefor team, whose unwavering commitment to innovation and scientific inquiry has positioned the center as a hub for knowledge creation and industrial advancement. The partnerships forged with industry stakeholders and international research institutions have further strengthened Cefor's capacity to drive impactful research that aligns with global best practices. As we celebrate this remarkable milestone, I encourage Cefor to continue expanding its research frontiers, fostering collaborations and developing cutting-edge solutions that will shape the future of research in oilfield chemicals and sustainable energy practices. I would like to commend the dedicated faculty, staff, and students and partners who have worked tirelessly to ensure Cefor's success and consolidate its efforts at economic diversification and energy sustainability in Nigeria and beyond. I commend the passion and drive of the center leader, Professor Ikechukwu Agbagwa, under whose leadership Cefor continues to break new ground in its determination to be a world-class center for training and research. The success of a project in any university hinges largely on the buy-in of the university management. Permit me, therefore, to applaud and thank the Vice Chancellor of Uniport, Professor Owunari George-Will, whose enthusiasm and commitment have remained unwavering since assuming office. On our part, and especially as we inch closer to project closure, the NUC remains committed to supporting Cefor and indeed all the ACE centers in their quest to provide solutions to Africa's pressing challenges through education and research. Congratulations once again on this 10th anniversary, and may the next decade bring even greater achievements. Happy celebration.
Thank you. That was a special goodwill message from the Nigerian University Commission, NUC. National University Commission, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. NUC, thank you. Let me very briefly, before the lecturer comes on stage, I've been asked to just introduce a few persons here who just came and have been with us. Let's recognize the presence of the Dean of Engineering, Professor Kamalu, in our midst today. He is also here with his neighbor. They share a very common boundary. I'm talking about the Dean of Science, Professor Ehirim. Thank you, sir. Let me also introduce another very partner department to the center, Professor Orubite, head of the Department of Pure and Industrial Chemistry in our midst today. We also have the HOD of PSB, Plant Science and Biotechnology, Professor Itache Ucheku. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome very much. And then we have the man of God in our midst today, beautifully seated at the other side, dressed in the ecclesiastical order of the church. I'm talking about Reverend Kano Onyebuchi Nyeche in our midst. He is the chaplain of Our Savior's Chapel, University of Port Harcourt. He's our pastor here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We Deeply appreciate. And let me recognize the presence of my colleague here from Arise, the River State correspondent of Arise Television, Andy Omano. You're welcome. He's my very close friend. Thank you very much. He's here to cover the event. Thank you. Let me respectfully hand over the microphone to the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research and Development, who is standing in for the 7th Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Professor Joseph Ajenka. Please, a big round of applause for him.
Vice Chancellor, now represented by the DVC admin, Professor Clifford Offerum, the DVC card, Professor Kingsley Owete, the provosts and deans of faculties here present, members of the Sectoral Advisory Board of Cefor, members of the newly inaugurated Alumni Executive of Cefor, former DVC R&D, my predecessor in office, Emeritus Professor Bene Williabe and my dear husband, directors of centers and institutes, the chaplain of our Savior's Chapel, retired professors here present, students of Cefor, professors, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to give this anniversary lecture on behalf of Professor Joseph Ajenka, who sends his apologies. He had to attend to a family emergency this morning, and so is unable to attend in person. He titled this lecture, Cefor 10, Research, Innovation, and Impact. So, we're gathered here, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate a decade of impactful contributions to the oil and gas sector by our ACE Cefor. Our congratulations to the Vice Chancellor and management of the university, the past and present leadership of ACE Cefor, as well as staff of the center. We'd like to especially thank the team that led by our first DVC R&D, Emeritus Professor Bene Williabe, for the efforts that resulted in the World Bank grant. Thank you to IPES for the leverage to attract the center, and Dr. Egbati Momo for giving us the building that houses the center. The objectives of establishing the Cefor were to promote homegrown and regional research networks that will develop human capital in Africa, strengthen human capacity and serve as training hub for oil and gas industry workforce in Africa, fill gaps in the oil and gas industry and its related labor market, increase capabilities of faculties and students in Africa through quality postgraduate education, knowledge transfer, and internship programs, run professional short courses in oil and gas and its related disciplines. With these objectives in mind, Cefor started with PhD programs in petroleum engineering, chemical engineering, microbiology, and so on and so forth. And beginning in the 2024-2025 academic year, they will commence an MSc and PhD in oilfield chemistry, MSc and PhD in oilfield biology, MSc and PhD in oilfield science and the blue economy, MSc and PhD in process engineering. So what impact has Cefor had in the areas of quality human development, research breakthroughs, innovations, funds attracted, that's grants and royalty, new national and international partnerships and collaborations? They have contributed to national and international accreditation of programs run in the center and in their ecosystem. They have improved the university's ranking by their research output and patents acquired. They have engendered a new entrepreneurial mindset of patent, publish, and produce. They have engaged in contract research. They've involved in partnerships with the industry, and they've been involved in knowledge and technology transfer, amongst many other things. I realize I have 30 minutes, so you'll bear with me if I rush through these slides. Now, universities of the 21st century have three major missions. The first is teaching. That is the means by which you produce quality manpower. The second mission, of course, is research. And then the third mission these days is innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship. And by these, we impact the communities in which we exist and engage in other missions as well. There are four pillars of impactful research. The first is global recognition. So a research that's impactful should be relevant locally as well as internationally. Then it must have, of course, local relevance. It should solve problems. It should benefit the government and the people of the country in which the research is conducted. It should be strategically sustainable, and it should be extensively collaborative. Now, how do we measure impacts? Anybody who has been in any of Ajenka's lecture will be familiar with these words. Research is the transformation of money into knowledge. Now, if that is a true statement, it must also mean that the amount of money invested in research should be directly proportional to the output, to the quality of that research, and what it results in. And that is one area where, as a university and as a center, we must be intentional about. We have to deliberately invest in research. It is not enough to allow a PhD student to use his meager resources to fund research. Across the world, to be admitted to a PhD program, your supervisor must already have a grant that should fund your studies. We need to aim to get to that point. Innovation, of course, the transformation of money back into knowledge, back into money, as Ajenka will always tell us. In other words, innovation has a high return on investment and also values. So how do we measure impact then? Impact can be measured by how much money we attract from grassmanship, what breakthroughs from research that we attain, how much money from innovation in terms of transformation of breakthroughs into products, processes, practices, policies, and programs. Another way of measuring impact is to assess the quality of human capital that results from teaching and learning, the new discoveries, inventions, disclosure, and so on from research and development, products licensed to industry, startups and spin-offs, products taken to market, royalties, and so on. And then finally, job creation, wealth creation, and sustainable development. We had a visit from a delegation from Tianjin University in China. And that visit was facilitated by PCC, a startup of the Department of Chemical Engineering of that university. That startup is responsible for building modular refineries in Nigeria with other people. And that, in fact, was facilitated by Dr. Felix seated here. You know, unfortunately, we have not been able to follow through on that. Now, these are things that we should do. We should pay attention to knowledge and technology transfer. If we want to be a university that we reckon with across the globe, then we should no longer depend on government subventions. We should be able to raise resources from our intellectual output, from the research we conduct, so that like Tianjin University, we can tour the globe and offer our services and expertise in various areas. Now, this quote by Charles Darwin is very relevant to us today. He says, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." The world is moving on. AI is the thing of the day. Big data is the thing of the day. And where are we as a university in all these regards? We must adapt. We must move away from this dependence on government funding. Don't have to be relevant in a few years from now. Innovation ecosystem drivers are corporate innovation culture. What does that mean? A corporate innovation culture is a system entrenched by an organization where researchers see themselves as entrepreneurs. In other words, they see research as an investment. So an investment of your intellect, an investment of your money, an investment of your time. And if you have invested that much, then there should be a return on that investment. In other words, every research conducted, especially at PhD level, should be geared at solving a problem or generating a new technology that can then be commercialized or licensed into it to generate money, both for the researcher and for the university. We should adopt best available materials, including money. I have been in the past few years trying to convince management to have a seed fund that can be available for researchers to compete for. So if you had a sizable pool of money, then we don't have to rely on foreign grants to solve our local problems. I think it's important for us to take that on board. We should have well-trained, internationally capable graduates to carry on this culture of innovation. The petroleum industry internationally requires well-trained graduates able to work in international, multidisciplinary, and multicultural project teams. They need high need for oilfield chemicals. They have a high need for best available technologies. That is where our Cefor comes in. They have, as they told us a short while ago, a number of patents, but none of them so far has been licensed to industry or commercialized. And I think that's a shortcoming that needs to be addressed for the future. The NOGICD Act, the Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act, I believe gave rise to NCDMB. Right. And the NCDMB minimum targets for research and development are stated in this slide. For engineering studies, reservoir studies, facilities, and drilling, 60% should be of local content. Geological and geophysical services, 80%. Safety and environmental studies, 75%. And local material substitution studies, 75%. This is an opportunity for Cefor to exploit as well too. How much of these are we filling by our graduates that we generate every year? Now, the purpose of R&D guidelines, these guidelines, according to this act, provide guidance as well as the procedure for the implementation and administration of research and development provisions referred to above, and the provisions of schedule of the act. The objectives are to provide the procedure for the implementation of R&D provisions in the act and its schedule, to create a linkage between oil and gas industry with research institutions, academic community under R&D cluster model, to stimulate the utilization of Nigerian facilities and intellectual resources in finding research solutions to industry problems, to encourage optimal utilization of resources available to NNPC R&D division by the Nigerian oil and gas industry. In pursuit of these objectives and consequent an observation by an international audit firm that the oil and gas industry spends $1 billion, that is billion with a B, in research and development annually, and all of it outside the country, led NCDMB to convince industry players such as LLNG to give us and other institutions, in our case, LCNB has asked LNG to give us a gas research center of excellence. When complete, we provide R&D solutions to the oil and gas industry and earn us much needed income. Our gas center of excellence, which is patterned after the best of such centers in the world, will produce local competence and expertise to provide services, especially those related to R&D to the oil and gas industry. The definition of R&D, research and development by this act is stated on the slide as you can see on the board. I realize that I have 30 minutes to complete this, and I've been given 63 slides by the author of this paper. So forgive me if I go through this very rapidly. Right, I think we can skip this now. Now, there are opportunities in emerging frontiers in oil and gas that did not exist 50 years or even 20 years ago. These opportunities are emerging in the North and East Africa and in Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, and other parts of West Africa as well, that we need we need to take advantage of as a center of excellence and as a university that trains petroleum engineers. Cefor has contributed to standards development that are measured by these bodies. AI and big data are new frontiers that Cefor and indeed the wider university must embrace and utilize for sustainable development. The emphasis should be on integrating digital transformation with traditional industries. There are three models of partnership with industry. The first is supply-driven partnership. The second is demand-driven partnership. And the third is accelerated partnership. Now, supply-driven partnership is what most of us engage in. We work independently in laboratories, experiment with ideas, and come up sometimes with a product that will feel benefits, will benefit industry. And then we try to sell these products to industry. Now, because it is generated outside of the industry, many times it is not what they need. And so we end up with a patent that is not commercialized, that is not useful. And so the paradigm right now is demand-driven partnership. In other words, we work with industry to inquire what their needs are, and together with them co-create knowledge that is then utilized by the industry, commercialized, and licensed to them as the case may be. The accelerated partnership is a situation where we identify a need of an industry, identify a problem that we think we can solve, and then go ahead to solve the problem, and then take this problem to them and say, look, we identified this shortcoming in your operational procedures that we think our solution can benefit you. So that way you do a demonstration and they feel convinced that your solution is indeed useful to them, they take it up. So you go through, you avoid all the processes of licensing, commercialization and all that, and then deal directly with the industry. Of course, we can also start a startup. Forgive me for the repetition of the word. We can start a company to commercialize the products that are generated from our university. And I think that's the quickest way, if you have the resources, of course, to be able to do that. Otherwise, we'll continue to depend on industries to take whatever intellectual property we have to be able to commercialize it for our benefit. It's gone. These are a list of short courses that ACC4 has done over the past 10 years. I will not bore with reading through the list. All right. Now, Cefor had 16 programs accredited by NUC in April 2022. They had full 5-year accreditation for MSc and PhD petroleum and gas engineering courses by this organization in France in 2019. Additionally, ACE Impact Student Innovation Research Award, CIRA. AC4 PhD student Ms. Chinoye Medline Maduka received the 2022 ACE Impact Student Innovation Research Award for her research work, the use of organics to formulate brake fluid, on Friday, November 18, 2022, during the 8th ACE Impact Regional Workshop in Banjul, the Gambia. As part of fulfilling its mandate in the ACE Impact project, AC4 facilitated the development of a 5-year regional strategy for the university. The aim of that strategy is to be able to attract more regional students to our university, to the center first of all, and then to the university. Improved innovation and teaching in research and teaching and research. The center aided the improved innovation in teaching and research by equipping several centers and facilities with high-speed internet and smart classrooms, and subscription of EBSCO host Science Direct journals for the university for more than 7 years running. Establishment of AC for business and grant offices. As part of the center's sustainability plans, AC4 has received university management's approval to establish an AC4 business office to manage external partnerships, funding opportunities, and commercial activities. This office, which has been registered, will facilitate interactions with the industry, manage intellectual property, and explore revenue-generating ventures that can contribute to the center's financial stability. The establishment of this office is intended to align with the university's administrative structures and contribute to its strategic goals. The center has also established a grants office within the Cefor building dedicated to writing grants winning proposals for the center. NCDMB, NCRD tab. Cefor's immediate past center leader, Professor Bonajuel, was appointed as a member of the Nigerian Content Research and Development Technical Advisory Board, and the board was inaugurated by the Executive Secretary of NCDMB on Wednesday, 25th November 2020. WASINET is a group of energy and power thematic ACE impact centers. It is made of African Center of Excellence for Sustainable Power and Energy Development, ACEPED, Nigeria, the Regional Center of Excellence on Energy and Sustainability, RCs, in Ghana, Africa Center of Excellence for Future Energy Systems, ACEFUELS, Nigeria, the Center de Excellence Regional pour la Maîtrise de l'Électricité in Togo, African Center of Excellence for Oilfield Chemicals Research, Cefor, Nigeria. Cefor has participated in the 4 regional symposia organized by the group since inception, presenting technical papers. The center also participated in the 8th edition of ECOWAS Sustainable Energy Forum 2023 on Thursday and Friday, October 13, 2023, under the umbrella of WASINET. In addition to participating in the 4th symposia, Cefor participated in the WASINET Mobility Program between November 20, 2023 and February 10, 2024, first playing host to 5 staff and students of the Regional Center of Excellence on Energy and Sustainability, University of Energy and Natural Resources, Ghana, and the Center de Excellence pour la Maîtrise de l'Électricité in Togo. The mobility program for the 5 participants, 1 staff, 4 MSc and PhD students, lasted from Monday, November 20 to Friday, December 8, 2023. During the program, the participants had hands-on experience in their respective research areas using the laboratory facilities of Cefor. Then on January 21, 2024, the center continued her participation in the mobility program, this time sending 8 staff and students of the University of Port Harcourt to the Regional Center of Excellence on Energy and Sustainability, RCs, University of Energy and Natural Resources in Ghana and in Togo as well. The staff and students of the university returned to Nigeria on February 10, 2024. Together with its sister ACE Center, that's ACE Puto, Cefor sponsored the first ever Innovation Week held in this university with the goal of awakening the innovation and entrepreneurship spirits in staff and students and to showcase the modest achievements in R&D by our university. The Secretary General of the Association of African University was a keynote speaker at that event. That's Professor Olusolo Yewole. And these are pictures and then poster from that event. There are other innovation workshops held in 2024 for ICT students, advanced data analytics, and Power BI for staff. Intellectual property and technology transfer workshops that cover technology transfer and commercialization were also held in this university, sponsored by Cefor. And in 2023, I believe, we held this university ranking, understanding the role of faculty management and partnerships, right? At which Times Higher Education gave us a talk, and then the head of library in a South African university gave us the second keynote address. And then we held a novel 5-day workshop on intellectual property management, technology transfer, and entrepreneurship in that year as well. Facilities and infrastructure. Cefor offers a range of shared facilities designed to support the entire university community in their academic and research endeavors. These resources are pivotal in fostering interdisciplinary collaboration and advancing research capabilities. And these have previously been outlined by the center leaders. I'll just move on. Cefor upgraded the University Central Instrument Laboratory and also reestablished and equipped an advanced research laboratory for the Faculty of Science and Engineering to enhance master's and PhD research. The center upgraded university internet connectivity infrastructure by installing and funding state-of-the-art Nigerian Research and Education Network, NGREN, high-speed 1 gigabyte per second fiber optics internet connectivity and facilities at strategic locations across the university environment. Staff and students have enjoyed this free access to these internet facilities for several years now. I think I'll just keep this as well because the center leader has spoken about this already. Now, partnerships. Cefor has established a broad network of collaborations with various actors, each contributing significantly to our research and educational activities. Some of our partners include the Petroleum Training Development Fund, PTDF, the Nigeria Content Development Monitoring Board, NCDMB, the West Africa Centers of Excellence on Energy Network, WASINET. As a member of WASINET, our center collaborates with 4 other energy and power thematic ACE impact centers across West Africa. I think this is also a repetition of what I just said before, so I'll just move on to the next one then. Training and workshop. Since ACE1 in 2014, the center has organized 44 short courses and workshops and trained 3,784 participants. Of these 44 short courses, 23 were for 1,560 members of staff of the University of Port Harcourt and other institutions, while 21 were for 2,221 students between 2014 and 2024. As the center leader outlined, this is a novel software developed by Cefor that's awaiting commercialization. Advances from Uniport's petroleum engineering research. Well engineering. The OptiWell serves, or rather saved SPDC millions of dollars in drilling costs and many other software packages and new developments to the commercialized sand for gravel parking, rock property, and all. Let me speak a little bit about the OptiWell, because as DVC R&D, and back to the best of my knowledge, this is the only product of this university that has been licensed to industry. And it was done during the time of our predecessor, Emeritus Professor Bene Williabe. We thank you so much, ma, for the hard work you did in this regard. We've developed a lot of other software that are very useful, but I'm not aware that any of them has been licensed to industry. These are a number of the software that have been developed. And then this is the value chain of the OptiWell that I just described, right? And I think we can move on with this since we're not. These are also other products developed by our petroleum engineering, petroleum and gas engineering department. Right. Startups. The Academic Colors for Paint and Allied Chemicals, the startup of this university. The IS/IPS software solutions, work in progress, e.g. Welcome P and all that. And then the university also established a data lab to help us with analytics. And then Amitech for a startup for lab equipment. Industry-sponsored research. ACPUTO has been involved in industry-sponsored research, sponsored by Shell in drilling fluids and PVT research. Total sponsored flow assurance drilling, reservoir engineering. NCDMB sponsored oil field chemicals, PTDF wellbore stability and nanotech applications, and other companies such as WellTech, systems integration lab and engineering design lab as well. This was a presentation by a graduate student of our university, Dr. Otoyin Odutola. Presented a total EMP management and under the supervision of the author of this lecture here today. We can move on. Innovations by the Center for Oilfield Chemicals and Research. They have innovations as demulsifiers, as corrosion inhibitors, scale inhibitors, wax inhibitors, and hydrate inhibitors. And these are publications from the Cefor that have influenced other ACs as well. AC4 has the most patents of any center in our university. And by the last count, they had 13 and 2 pending, as the center leader told us. So let's look at the scorecard of Cefor on impact. They've admitted 378 graduate students, PhD students, I should say, out of which 170 graduated with PhDs. That is an attrition rate that is higher than 50%. And that is a statistic that needs to improve. IP disclosures, none, as far as the university is concerned. They have 13 patents, as I said, an average of 1 per year, which is small for a World Bank Center of Excellence. They have over 500 publications. That's about average of 50 per year. Not bad. Software. Developed one software that is yet to be commercial. They've chemicals, 5 reported, which is also a low return. Technologies, processes, policies, startups, licenses, royalties, none of that. Recognitions, they were the best AC, which is impressive. They've had some awards, but that needs to improve. They got a grant with PASET. They need to get more. Internships, local and international, that's PASET. That needs to improve. Workshops, 16. An average of a little over 1 per year, not bad. Short courses, 44. Trained 3,784 staff and students, not bad. But they need to improve this as well. Accreditations, national and international, impressive. Foreign students, yes, but we need to market for more. Hopefully with the regional strategy, we'll be able to recruit more in the future. Partnerships, industry, yes. Academia, yes. But we need to improve. We need to get more. Strategic plan, they need to develop a strategic plan and implement it. Professorial chairs, they have some in petroleum engineering, but we need more, right? So what's the future for AC for them? They need to improve marketing and communication. If you are in management sciences and wondering how to collaborate with Cefor, this is one area where you can help them market all these patients they have in their warehouse that need commercialization, right? They need to support a journal of oilfield chemistry initiated by IPS. They should partner with Society for Petroleum Engineers to organize conferences on oilfield chemistry. They need more applied technology workshops and technology showcases. They need to participate in conferences and exhibitions to showcase new chemicals and technologies. We need more industrial and academic partnerships. They should, as they've done today, create Cefor alumni network. They do a lot for an institution. Initiate book projects on 10 years of ACEs, sustain national and international accreditations, seek more professional chairs, professorial chairs, forgive me, patent, publish, and produce the mantra they've adopted and need to continue to develop. They should develop a strategic plan, and so I believe they have a sustainable plan because it's a requirement by the World Bank for all the centers whose funding is coming to an end this year. Refocus on new competencies, capacities, and capabilities. Digital transformation is sweeping through the industry right now. So we need to make intentional efforts to embrace big data and AI as well. To be involved in precision science, engineering, and personalized medicine. All right. The need for joint industry partnership, example of joint industry. The author of this paper has proposed 2 models for industry partnerships for AC4. The first is the model adopted by Tulsa University, Fluid Flow Projects. Now, they form partnerships, so if you can count on the screen now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 companies, all in the industry, because of a product they developed for fluid flow, you know. All these industries need this product, and so it was not difficult for them to fund research and innovations in this area. The second one is a similar one, the JIP and triple helix model, where some of the companies in the previous one were also here as well too. The point is AC4 needs to develop more partnerships with the industry so that the projects they undertake are demand-driven rather than supply-driven. Now, they need to also, like the rest of the university, develop an innovation culture. I've explained what an innovation culture is, right? It should be part of the new knowledge economy, create knowledge enterprises, and play in the digital economy, right? We hope that when this happens, we can create new startups rather than depend on industry to market the products that we develop by our own efforts. And for that, I think they also need, Vice Chancellor, the support of our university. The future for Cefor: grants, industry partnerships, new discoveries, IP invention disclosures, patents and royalties, new technologies, processes, jobs created, wealth generated. The impact should be contribution to regional, national, and global development, contribution to GDP, recognitions and awards, etc. Now, imagine that our AC4 and the rest of the university can develop an innovation culture. A situation where every PhD that comes through the Center for Oilfield Chemical Research solves a problem, creates a new technology, a new process, is translated into a policy. Imagine that we're able to develop innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship ecosystem such that we have a pipeline of new products that come through this system on an annual basis through university industry innovation partnerships. The sky will be the footstool of this center and our university. I thank you all very much for your attention.
Well, another big round of applause. You know, it's not very easy, and we know that our DVC R&D representing Professor Jinka is up to the task. And I can see that the presentation was a wonderful one, well summarized for all of us to understand. Thank you, thank you. I was just informed that we have the representative of AAU online at the moment. So please, may we give this opportunity to AAU for their goodwill messages or goodwill message.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'd like to stand on existing protocols already established. We are very happy to be part of this celebration, and we would like to extend our warmest congratulations to ACE Cefor. Thank you for organizing this momentous event. We would want to acknowledge your hard work. We've been with ACE Cefor since the start of the ACE program from 2014 to date, and they've been a very good center. We also want to acknowledge your impressive achievements, most of which have been highlighted in the previous presentation. Indeed, as some of you would know, the ACE project is a results-based financed project, which means that monies or funds are disbursed based on the results that are achieved, and every result achieved is verified before we disburse. I'm very happy to report that ACE Cefor is one of our very well-performing centers. Currently, for the current phase, ACE Cefor has been able to produce results and earn 99% of the funds allocated to the center, which is a very impressive achievement. We note your outstanding performance and we commend your commitment to excellence. We would want to applaud your performance, your ability to produce results, and your proactive approach to commercialization of research. It's been truly innovative, and we applaud you. We would also want to acknowledge, we heard in the previous presentation about the patents that have been produced, 13 and counting. Very impressive performance, and we are happy to be associated with the center. As we celebrate these achievements, we note that it is important that we look ahead and establish plans for sustaining the center's initiatives. So key or critical will be long-term funding. You need to secure long-term funding from diverse sources. Also invest in partnerships beyond the region, and that would ensure the continued growth of this initiative. Once again, we would want to congratulate you as you celebrate 10 years, this 10-year milestone. We wish the center continued success. The center and indeed the host university continued success, and we look forward to your future achievements. Congratulations, everyone, and we wish you a successful event. Thank you very much from the AAU.
We deeply appreciate your kind words to Cefor. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Very distinguished guests, this is another very wonderful opportunity that we have at hand. And before we effect the next item, I've been asked to recognize a very important guest who is here in this wonderful celebration today. I'm talking about Njoku Jonathan, Manager Research and Development of the Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board, here represented by the General Manager Research, Statistics and Development of NCDMB. Please put your hands together for the representative of the Manager R&D of Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board. You're welcome to Unique Uniport. Thank you very much. Let me also welcome other partner departments to this wonderful center. Professor A.A. Ebiene, who is representing the head of the Department of Microbiology. You're welcome, ma. Oh, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. We also have another partner department, Professor Kingsley Okengu, the head of the Department of Geology. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now it is time for the anniversary cake. It is time to cut the anniversary cake. And I've been asked to invite the principal officers, the vice chancellor, represented by the DVC administration, the principal officers, the center leader, and members of the inaugurated board, advisory board. All the members are also to step forward. And I've been asked to invite Professor Willie Bene Abe, the first DVC R&D in this unique university, and Professor Akpokoje, retired, to kindly also step forward. Please, let's put our hands together. It is time for the cutting of the cake. Can we have a knife? Okay, knife. Please, can the cake designer just open it so that it will be easy for the ESCO or the alumni. Please, you've been asked to join in the cutting of the cake to celebrate. The alumni ESCO, they're all seated together. So please step forward for the cutting of the cake. The VC will be at the center. DVC R&D. We just try to form it's 10. Please join the queue. Just join the line. We'll just be on a single file so that it will be easy for the photographers to capture a very memorable moment. So DVC, representing the Vice Chancellor, you put your hand on it. The principal officer will support you with a hand, and the others will find a way to extend their hands in support. Just extend your hands in support. We are going to count in 10. We are going to count 1, 2. When it gets to 10, then the cake will now be cut jointly together by everyone. Are we ready to do the counting for this wonderful occasion? So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Wow, put your hands together. A very beautiful moment. Thank you. Celebrating a decade of excellence, a decade of innovation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We deeply appreciate. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much. We are gradually winding up, and so very distinguished guests, like I informed you, we are gradually winding up. We are coming gradually to the end of this event. It's the desire of the center leader and the organizers of the wonderful anniversary to ensure that we leave here on time. And while we are putting together to effect the next item, which is the presentation of gifts and awards, we want to take a short music interlude to enable the organizers to kindly bring those awards. So please, can we take an interlude of music to enable the organizers bring the awards to the table here for us to have a seamless program. Organist, please. Why is the saxophonist? Please just do something very spectacular. Thank you. Just an interlude for a very short period, a very short moment. Okay, let's do the documentary now. Okay, it appears the interlude is not, music interlude is not set. So let's quickly take the documentary from the center. It's going to be beamed on the screen for everyone to see the journey so far. So may I have the technical unit to kindly effect this particular item? The journey so far, 10 years.
University of Port Harcourt, 10 years of innovation, impact, and excellence.
And Cefor is a place where programs run according to schedule. If you are scheduled to have a PhD in 3 years, you will get your PhD in 3 years. Cefor is a place where the industry meets the university, and our products there are industry-ready graduates. That can go on, but Cefor is indeed one of the major contributors to the excellence today the University of Port Harcourt can lay claim to.
In 2014, the Africa Center of Excellence in Oilfield Chemicals Research, ACE Cefor, was founded under the World Bank Africa Centers of Excellence, ACE project. The goal? To bridge the gap between academia and industry, fostering homegrown solutions to oilfield challenges.
I was on seat when the call for centers of excellence was made. And we submitted 2 proposals. One for oil field chemicals, petroleum engineering. I'm a petroleum engineer. And then the other one for agric. And so we had to put our weights on petroleum engineering. The 2 proposals were evaluated. And during the site visits, I made the presentation, and finally we got Cefor.
The establishment of ACE Cefor was a significant milestone, not just for Uniport, but for the entire oil and gas sector in Africa. It was a call to excellence, and we answered.
The center was established to solve some specific problems in the Niger Delta and Nigeria. It was established by seasoned industry specialists with background in engineering and the sciences who had some impact in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. Because of their work with the industry, they realized that virtually all the oil-free chemicals used in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria were imported. They also realized that that amounted to heavy capital flights, depleting the resources of the country. They also found out that there was a dearth of human capacity with regards to development of oil-free chemicals. And these professionals set out to bridge the gap. In bridging the gap, they thought of a center of research in oil-free chemicals. And that was what led to the establishment of the Cefor, which is actually the World Bank Africa Center of Excellence in oil-free chemicals research.
ACE Cefor has trained over 300 postgraduate students, awarded numerous PhDs, and conducted research that has influenced industry practices.
The standard that they set for our university is unbelievable. Because they are pace setters in the university, we copy what we do in the World Bank centers in the rest of the university.
The center's research covers vital areas such as enhanced oil recovery, corrosion control, and environmental sustainability.
Here we have a loop that is used for hydrate formation simulations. This loop mimics the offshore environment, and anything that has to cause depositions are not allowed to occur. Those are envisioned in the form of hydrates for gases. So what hydrates does that it blocks the pipeline. So this is the loop that tries to simulate that environment.
These are students who will have found it very difficult because the kind of training we give them is the kind of training you have to send people to the US, to the UK, to Australia. They're getting it right here in Nigeria.
Ever since I came here, I've learned a lot. I used to only know about the petrochemistry, but I've got to know the formation of the petrol, the production, and to final use of the petrol.
One thing learned in Port Harcourt is always think outside the box. And to me, that is very good, where we can be able to get people who will be able to think seriously through problems so that we can solve them.
My research was bothered around the use of chemicals to enhance oil recovery and oil production. So I should have naturally done that, continued in that line. But when I came back home to Nigeria, I heard about Cefor. I got more interested in it because it gave me a different perspective of how you can actually enhance oil recovery using waste, local waste.
The oil and gas industry has been dependent on foreign inputs in terms of technology, in terms of the chemicals. It will surprise you that we import sand from Ottawa, from Canada. We import bentonite from Wyoming. But these things are right here in our backyard. So at the end of the day, we are just busy servicing the other country. Now Nigeria say, no, time has come where the quantum of what's going on in the oil industry, at least 70%, should be in country. And that's why we are here.
ACE Cefor's strong ties with the oil and gas industry have led to breakthrough solutions. Partnerships with multinational corporations and local enterprises have ensured real-world applications of research.
As part of the program, internship is key. you have a minimum of 1 month, and it can be more than 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and depending on the person's providing internship. So every student passing through the program at ACC4 goes for internship, the industry. That's one of the advantages we have been getting, so bringing in industry partners in the triple helix model we run.
What has been our strength has been our staff, okay? And that is why the partnership with Cefor now comes in. Because I tell you, we partner with Cefor in terms of manpower, in terms of resources. We support them when it comes to supervising their students in their projects, and also make provision for them in terms of training when they do their internship. The kind of people produced from the institution make a very good contribution to what we do here, because they have the knowledge, and when knowledge, meets practical, of course, what is produced is very useful in the industry.
From the students of University of Port Harcourt, and also open to students of other universities or institutions as well. And we also have some consultants, people consulting for different companies, multinationals. They may want to run 1 or 2 tests.
When you talk about research, Cefor, amongst other centers, are top-notch because they provide state-of-the-art facilities that can enable not only students who are in Cefor to do their research, but students generally in the university who have something to do with those laboratory equipment that are there.
It's a World Bank sponsored program, and you're expecting to have top-notch training. So we got facilities on point, trainings on point, lecturers on point, even the staff. As a regional students, the smallest issues I had were resolved immediately. I would say yes, my expectations were met.
Beyond research and industry, ACE4 is deeply committed to Uniport community development. From training staff and students to hosting regional workshops, the center is empowering the next generation.
Since I came on board, we've had innovation weeks sponsored by Cefor. We've had training, capacity building training, innovation, and entrepreneurship, and this together have boosted our research capacity in this university in an immeasurable manner.
Cefor is doing very well in partnering with the university in terms of our institutional impacts.
Through our institutional impact scheme, we've designed and implemented various projects that benefit both staff and students. Here are some of our important initiatives. Uniport Library managed access to subscriptions for Science Direct and EBSCO host journals. Provided an internet radio link without monthly subscriptions, serving approximately 10,000 users.
The library, being a crucial resource for learning, heavily relies on up-to-date literature, especially electronic resources from high-impact journals and ebooks. Thanks to the sustained support we have received from Cefor in the past 10 years. On an occasion like this, I want to say a very big thanks to Cefor for the unbroken record of partnership and support in the provision of support learning materials.
Senate building enabled journal access and installed wired and wireless internet facilities with a backup inverter system for about 200 users.
I come to work now and I can be assured of constant internet facilities because of Cefor. The ICT department in particular has benefited immensely from the activities of Cefor. We have computer devices that have aided learning in the rest of the university donated by Cefor.
Center for Gas Refining and Petrochemical Engineering, CGRP Uniport, provided journal access, managed yearly internet subscriptions, and equipped a 20-seater classroom with modern furniture and 2-split air conditioning units for roughly 50 users. Center for Occupational Health, Safety and Environment, COHSE Uniport, offered journal subscriptions and yearly internet access for around 120 users. Emerald Energy Institute, EEI Uniport, delivered journal access and yearly internet services. Upgraded facilities include a 30-seater classroom and a 12-seater conference room with furniture and a 32-inch television for approximately 200 users. Offshore Technology Institute, OTI Uniport, supplied journal subscriptions and yearly internet access to serve about 100 users. Center for Petroleum Geoscience, University of Port Harcourt, CPG, provided journal access for nearly 100 users. Department of Petroleum Engineering managed journal subscriptions with service for around 200 users. Faculty of Engineering installed and maintained journal subscriptions and internet facilities benefiting about 1,500 users.
In the period of president of Cefor and faculty, we have worked together, we have collaborated happily with each other, and we have had beneficial benefit from Cefor. Now, the first and foremost is that most of our staffs, academic staff, have been trained at Cefor. We got some that have PhD from there, and actually that PhD is helping them in their career and helping our students in their training.
Graduate School provided access to journals, equipped seminar and boardrooms with projectors, electronic screens and pointers, reaching nearly 3,000 users. Science Faculty offered comprehensive journal access and internet facilities with backup inverter support for approximately 7,000 users. ACE Cefor unit managed journal access and installed wired and wireless internet with backup systems for roughly 2,000 users. Uniport Information and Communication Technology Center, ICTC, provided access to journal subscriptions and oversaw the procurement, installation, and maintenance of fiber optic cables, equipment, and bandwidth, serving approximately 25,000 users.
Cefor has been an invaluable partner to the ICTC and has collaborated with us to implement projects that have significantly enhanced our effectiveness. It ranges from providing internet subscription to equipping our server room with state-of-the-art IT equipment. Support has been instrumental in our provision of internet services to various areas of the university, cutting across faculties, colleges, the School of Graduate Studies, the Senate building, some residentials like the Vice Chancellor's Lodge, as well as students' hostels. Their contributions have been a blessing, much of a blessing to us, and we are deeply grateful.
Faculty of Agriculture delivered journal access and reliable internet services for about 3,000 users. Quality Assurance and Quality Control Unit and Educational Foundation supplied journal access and maintained internet facilities for approximately 50 users. Odell Uniport offered access to all journals and installed video conferencing facilities and e-learning platforms. IPTTO provided journal access, renovated facilities with an inverter backup, and ensured university-wide internet services.
Cefor has been a friend to IPTTO. I remember when I was appointed and I was coming to the junior, somebody saw me and said, wow, congratulations. You're lucky because where you are going, what it was before was something so bad. But I can tell you that Cefor came in and renovated, the office, and the office is wearing a good look. That anybody who comes here, now, you will actually see the difference. Kudos to Cefor. It's all over the whole, place that we deliver our results, on time. And this is a plus for us because when students who come in for masters and their PhDs, and at their terminal point when they're supposed to, run their plagiarism tests and do their defense
to Professor Joseph Ajenka. So let me invite DVC R&D to kindly step forward for this wonderful presentation. And to do the presentation, may I hand over the microphone respectfully to the Vice Chancellor, Professor George, we represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration, Professor Clifford Ofurum.
This Emeritorial Service Award presented to Professor Joseph A. Ajenka as the chairman, ACC4 Steering Committee 2024 through 2025. So on behalf of the center, we present these awards to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Camera.
Okay. Thank you. And this one too. Oh boy, come on, take the picture. Well, camera now. So we can take a picture now, so we can.
All right.
Another big round of applause for our former Vice Chancellor, the 7th Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Joseph Ajenka. A very beautiful presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Let me, at this point, again, invite another very wonderful presentation. The next here is sign off of Professor O.F. Joel. Professor Joel, and of course, presentation of gifts. May I call on the attention of the center leader to kindly give us direction on how. Okay. May I respectfully invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Development of the University in this capacity as the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Development, to kindly present this award. Professor Joel. Okay, the Deputy Center Leader is coming to stand in. Yes, thank you.
On behalf of AC4, University of Port Harcourt, I present this Meritorious Service Award to you, Professor O.F. Joel, as Center Leader AC4 between 2014 and 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Let us respectfully invite the 8th Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, Professor N.E.S. Lale, to kindly step forward to receive his award. To do the presentation, let me invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic of the University.
On behalf of AC4, we present this award, Award of Meritorious Award, to Professor N.E.S. Lale. Congratulations, sir.
There's another one. We are informed that the former center leader, Professor Joel, is online, and he wants to say hello to everybody here. Please, sir, can you briefly talk to us, Professor Joel? I'm told he just left online. Thank you. Let me, at this one in time, call the first Deputy Vice Chancellor R&D Emeritus Professor Bene Willie Abbey to kindly step forward for her special award. Please put the hands together for our big mama in the house. And to do the award is the Vice Chancellor himself. She is looking fresh in retirement.
So on behalf of the center, we present this award for meritorious service to our Emeritus Professor Bene Willie Abbey. Congratulations. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello.
Mama,
Hello.
Ma, I know you have a lot of fridges in your house, but this one, the water in this one is special. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Yes, Professor Joel, the first center leader. We are with you, sir.
Good afternoon. I've been online, but I think incidentally I was muted since morning. It's my pleasure. I just missed this event. That's the hazard of the new job. You are not too sure what your schedules are. So thank you very much. I highly appreciate this recognition and award. And it's my prayer that Cefor should grow from strength to strength. On behalf of my family and the alumni of Cefor, I want to thank the university and the Cefor management. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We heard you loud and clear. Thank you. We deeply appreciate. And on behalf of the good people of Abia State, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's quickly take the next one. Let us invite Professor Onyewuchi Akaranta, represented by Professor Etela, to kindly step forward to receive his meritorious award. And to present the award, may I invite the Dean of Graduate Studies, Professor Kinikamu Anele, to present this wonderful award to our own dear Professor Onyewuchi Akaranta. and one-time coordinator of the World Bank Centers at the University of Port Harcourt.
As a Cefor University of Port Harcourt, Meritorious Service Award presented to Professor O. That is Onyewu Karanta as Deputy Center Leader as Cefor Steering Committee between 2014 and 2019. This very day, 4th of April 2025, also present. Congrats. This should be carried to him.
Thank you very much, Professor Teller. Thank you so much. Let us, at this point in time, invite Dr. Felicia Ayuwo or her representative to please step forward to receive this wonderful award. Oh. I don't know what can we clap for our former boss? I didn't see her. That's why I was asking for representative. Ma, we are sorry. I'm so sorry for not recognizing you. I didn't see, especially when I wear this glass. I'm sorry, ma. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma. Our former bossa, Dr. Felicia Ayuwo, the prudent bossa. You remember? You're welcome. And to present this wonderful award, let me invite the center leader, Africa Center of Excellence in Oil Field Chemicals and Research.
On behalf of the Cefor, University of Port Harcourt, the university management ably seated, I want to present this Meritorious Service Award to Dr. Felicia Ayuwo as project accountant, Cefor from 2014 to 2018 on this day, 4th April 2025. Thank you, ma, for the services you rendered to the center and, of course, to the university at large. Congratulations and thank you once again.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you. We deeply appreciate. The next award goes to Dr. Edwin Harcourt. Dr. Edwin Harcourt. Please put your hands together as we invite Dr. Edwin Harcourt. And to present this award, let us invite the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Professor Ehirim, to step forward for the presentation of this gift. Award to Dr. Edwin Harcourt.
So, Dr. Edwin Harcourt, this Meritorious Award, or Meritorious Service Award, presented by Cefor, University of Port Harcourt, as a project auditor, Cefor 2014 to 2010, on this day, 4th April 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. The next one, and I'm told, is a posthumous award. So given to Dr. Chikwendu E. Ubani. And this special award will be given by the Dean of Engineering, Professor Kamalo. I am told that the wife is on ground. Dr. Okoro, please come forward to receive the gift. Thank you very much. The award.
Awards, Cefor, of military service awarded to late Dr. C.E. Obani of Petroleum Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Even though he's no more in the world, but his legacies are on. The last but not the least is a special award to the Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt. May I invite the acting VC to step forward and then to present this award. Let me invite the center leader to present the award.
Already told you, Vice Chancellor, sir, that you are a member of staff of SCC4. And when I said that, I wasn't actually joking, because if you can meet your boss anywhere he is and he decides to attend to you, it means he listens to you. So on behalf of the center and center management, we want to give you this award for your beacon of support. That's actually award a beacon of support to the center. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Please, can you clap for the Vice Chancellor? He has received another award. Uniport to the world. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Very soon now you see it on the social media. Yet another award. Beautiful one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need to stamp it and send so that on his way to Abuja, he can receive this good news. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The next item, now, because we have gradually come to the end of this wonderful program, is the unveiling of Cefor Research Review. And it's a compilation of PhD research project outputs. And to do this, I want to invite the Vice Chancellor to step forward. And of course, members of the high table, I'm talking about principal officers and advisory board members, to kindly step forward to unveil this very wonderful research output. Please, ushers, can you come? Let's leave this, move this table forward. Members of the advisory board should join the principal officers here for the unveiling.
Say something.
Once again, let's do this one more assignment. You will recall that while the center leader was giving his welcome address, he did mention some of the achievements that have been, recorded at the center. But more importantly, he told us about the compilation of all the PhD works, into a book. So we are going to unveil that book right away. I will do that on behalf of the Vice Chancellor. I will do the physical one on behalf of the Vice Chancellor. Then when he comes back, he will do the ones that we will not do in the open. So on behalf, please, let's join hands. On behalf of our Knight Vice Chancellor, we unveil this compilation of the publications at the center. So let me have the privilege to pick one copy on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and also pick one copy for myself. And I also expect everybody here to take a copy. Thank you. Please hold this so I can.
Please ensure it's not upside down. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much. The next item is number 14, and that is the vote of thanks by the Deputy Center Leader, Dr. VJ Aimike. Please, can you step forward for the vote of thanks to bring this occasion to a close? I've also been informed that the principal officers will be hosted at the complex.
Thank you very much. Vice Chancellor, ably represented, permit me to stand on the existing protocols. Mine is to express our deepest gratitude, sincere gratitude towards the success of the Cefor as a center in all that we've achieved over the last 10 years. We all know that behind every success, there are usually men, dedicated men and women that are working tirelessly behind the scene. And so first, we want to express our gratitude to the university management under the leadership of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Unari Georgui, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, academics, R&D, as well as administration. Thank you very much for all your support. You have always been there anytime we called on you, and you've always given us the lead as at when due. We also want to thank the other principal officers who have stood firmly behind all what we did, present and past. Principal officers of the university, from Professor Joseph Ajenka, Professor Lale, Professor Kodudu at some point, as well as the deans throughout the entire period for the 10 years we are celebrating, the deans of the faculties of engineering, faculties of science, the dean of the SGS, who always ensured that our projects and our reports were approved as at when due. At the world stage, we want to thank our sponsors, the funders, Namrata Raman Tognata, who is the current TTL, as well as Zaunan Chao. I know if they're online, they can hear our appreciation for all their support at the world stage. At the AAU stage, we want to especially thank Professor Lushola Oyewole, Sylvia Makandawire, as well as at the line, Professor Oyewole is the AAU Secretary General. And then at the NUC stage, we want to thank the Executive Secretary, as well as the Project Coordinator, ACE Impact Nigeria, Dr. Joshua Atta. thanking everyone who has participated and played a great role in ensuring that the success that we are celebrating today was actually achieved. Finally, I want to thank all professors. If the impact we've made is actually resounding, it is because we had professors and top academics who stood by us, who aligned with our vision, and who ensured that our projects, reports, thesis, and research works were aligned with best practices. So once again, I say thank you, everybody. I say thank you finally to the staff and students of Cefor and everyone that has made this a great success. Thank you, everybody, and may God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Deputy Center Leader. Just before we take the anthem to close this to bring the program to a close, I've been told to inform us that the principal officers of the university will proceed from here to this complex. I'm talking about Cefor complex for a brief and of course the advisory board members, the deans of faculties that are here will proceed to that place for the entertainment. The heads of the department, all heads of department, HODs, all the partnering center, please, you will be entertained sumptuously at the Cefor complex. So please don't be in a hurry. This announcement is I've just been informed by the center leader that even the awardees, all those who have been awarded, giving prizes today, please, you are equally invited to the Cefor center there, Cefor, for your special entertainment. The heads of the departments, the deans that are here, the awardees, and of course, the vice chancellor and the principal officers who are on the high table here will be entertained at the Cefor complex. So please don't be in a hurry. May I respectfully invite us to rise on our feet as we take the first stanza of the national anthem.
The Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria will be our own dear native love. Tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we'll stand. Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.